Alright guys, you're looking at buying a Ferretti and you've come to the right place because this 5-minute video is going to save you about $250,000 or 8.49% off the asking price of that Ferretti 670 you're looking at. I'm Mortimer from Yacht Zero Yacht Acquisition Advisors, and I make sure wherever you are in the world, you buy the right boat at the right price while asking the questions that sellers and brokers are hoping you don't ask, while leveraging some data and analytics. Whenever you buy a yacht, someone's gonna make a lot of money when you buy it, and I firmly believe that it should be me, for the simple fact that someone needs to tell you what you don't know before you buy your boat. It's a rather complex process, and you've heard all the horror stories about how terrible it is owning a boat, and that's because people don't go in with their eyes wide open. So we're trying to be very transparent, and we're very good at manipulating the data to make sure that you know that you're making the right decisions. If you're a first-time buyer and you're looking at this Ferretti, you're obsessed with the look, right? You have the large windows, the fine furnishings. It's a masterpiece on the water. Super, super nice. If you've looked at older Ferrettis, probably like me, you think the off-white color or the insides kind of feels like a school bus and not as luxurious as the newer models. Regardless of whichever boat you're looking at, the analytics and the data that we're going to go through at the end here is going to be super, super helpful to you. Before we get into the numbers though, I do have to tell you this quick story. A client and myself, we were just looking at Ferretti 670s recently, and after the broker did a great job of presenting the boat really well, but the boat next to us at the dock was leaving. So we took off our shoes, we got off the boat, got on the boat, we went through it was great. By the time we were getting off the boat next to us had left. And what they did is they took the shoes on the dock with them. So essentially, my shoes went boating for the day. Luckily, the client still had his. And so as I was barefoot walking around the marina, that was just the type of day it was. Now, luckily, the guy, I was able to drive him over to the mall, and he bought me a new pair of shoes. But just a funny story. So anyways, enough of that. Now we're gonna start looking at the technical analysis about these Ferrettis. And again, these charts that you're gonna see here in this video, they're on our website and you can filter through them. They get updated based off where you are regionally. So make sure that you reach out to me afterwards for the right information. So this graph right here is gonna show us how Ferretti prices have trended over time versus how they've sold. What you're gonna see here is that a Ferretti 670 sold in 2022 for about $3.79 million when it was new. And over a 3-year span, that boat lost $840,000 in value, or about $280,000 a year. So that's 33% over a 3-year period that it dropped. What this chart is showing us is the crosses represent the Ferretti 670s on the market by model year, and the circles represent what buyers have previously paid. From a fundamental perspective, the crosses are always supposed to be below the circles. When we look at this chart for boats that are older or other models, it tends to be that the circles get mixed up by being above. So this chart right now actually is pretty good for us as buyers to feel pretty good. The next chart here shows us the correlation and the difference between the on-market options while focusing on how the engine hours impact their listing price. The only outlier here in this chart is the oldest in the group, called Only One, as it has the highest hours. Not to the point where it's detrimental by any means, but since these boats are all in a race against each other to sell, it's very important. So this last chart is going to show us all the boats currently available on the left, and on the right how long it takes Ferrettis and these 670s in particular to sell. Outside of the 2022 670 Ferretti, you can see that they've all been listed for much longer than what it's take this model to sell for previously. What that shows us is either market stagnation or just a cooling of the market post-COVID when this was a newer boat. Both of these, great information to leverage if you're talking to the seller. So in closing, again, it's a little crazy how the market has ran up. You might think I'm a little crazy, and plenty of our YouTube trolls and other people are gonna say that, but you wanna know why that's okay? Because you're crazy. Otherwise you wouldn't be in the market and be able to afford a Ferretti 670. So again, we're just trying to do good business. Since I just saved you that money so quickly, you're gonna do me a favor and you're gonna like and comment on this video, because what that does is that prioritizes my videos in the algorithm and allows me to connect with other people just like you in the market to buy their yachts. So if you could help me and my team grow our business, that would be tremendously appreciated. After you're done commenting and liking and subscribing to the channel, you're going to head over to the Yacht Zero website where we have our yacht calculator tool that you can fill out, which is going to try and get you some of this preliminary information to help you. We're going to get further into detail if you're considering other boats, if you're really value oriented. We're going to look at all these factors. We're happy to help you. We appreciate you for watching. And again, my name is Chris Mortimer with Yacht Zero Yacht Acquisitions Advisors. Happy yachting, my friends.